What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Arena of Valor video, and today we have another AIC 2019 gameplay, and this time we'll be looking at a very close match. Team Olympus going up against IGP. Of course, Team Olympus from one of the not major regions, the major regions being Vietnam, Thailand, and Taiwan. So again, for sure, Olympus in this case is the underdog, is not expected to win, so we will see if they will be able to do well against the giants that are IGP. And we have the luck that we are able to spectate the Murad player of Olympus called WoW. So yeah, we'll see if he will be able to take down IGP. And yeah, also something really cool about this game is that they are running Murad in conjunction with the Elsu in the mid lane. That is already, that I think the first team who used this combo was AHQ, but I think NT was playing the Elsu and Rush was playing the Murad. So it wasn't a mid lane Elsu, it was a side lane Elsu, but it does the same thing, Murad just jumps in, slows the enemies. Beautiful snipe there by the Elsu. This is exactly what they're looking for. Murad jumps in, stuns the enemy, places the slowing S2, and that just makes it very easy for Elsu to hit the snipe. So that's a very nice combo. I'm sure if you guys have a good friend that you duel with, I'm sure you can pull it off in solo queue as well. If one of you likes to play Murad and the other likes to play Elsu, it's for sure a very good combo. I think this game really shows it. I mean, already the first blood was only enabled because of this mid lane jungle combo. So very nice that they're adapting this from AHQ. And for the rest of the matchups, it is Yina going up against the Violet in the top lane, Krizix support on the enemy team, IGP, and J-Jack from Olympus is playing the Xenial support, which is also pretty interesting. He will be able to protect the Yena, the Elsu, the Fennec really well. Murad probably won't need protection, but yeah. And then lastly, we have the Fennec in the bottom lane. And the enemies have a Kriknak jungle, Liliana mid lane, I believe, and an Omen in the side lane position. So as you can see, they're playing pretty safe so far. They are trying to run away with this one. Let me see if I wasn't scrolled up completely. Anyway, so they are already just trying to use that pressure that they gained from this first blood, from the vision around the mid lane. If you look at the minimap, you can already see that Elsu already placed a lot of vision around that minimap, around that mid lane. So they already have control of that. So they are able to try and out-rotate the enemies. However, this was a little bit too aggressive. Their Fennec ended up dying. They tried to burst down the tower, tried to out-rotate the enemies with the Elsu movement speed. Whenever he's in his invisible form, he gains extra movement speed when he's hugging walls. Meanwhile, Yena gets picked up in the top lane. I will skip, now this game will be super long. This is not really a spoiler, but yeah, it will be super long. This is a very close game. I mean, you already saw it in the thumbnail. So we will be skipping a little bit of the farming here, because we don't need to see the Murad clear his jungle. But here you can see there is a team fight breaking out. Xenial has to retreat because the Liliana ball is chasing him, and they end up not getting anything. It seems like Omen is catching out the Fennec, and Xenial ends up ulting the Fennec, but they are still fighting. We can't really see it, he's not looking there, but we saw it on the minimap. Fennec seemed to, I think his death sickle popped, because if you look at the minimap below, you see the health bars, and Fennec had like a millimeter of health left. Let's see if he can get this Kriknak. He can do a lot of damage. Let's see if the Elsu can snipe him. He was trying, was not able to. But still, the Kriknak is poked out. Now they can just freely get this tower very easily. Beautiful job there. Fennec went mid to clear the wave, just like he should. Whenever you're playing side lane, guys, and your mid laner is roaming and you're just coming back from the base to a lane, if he's in your lane, he's probably going to clear that next wave. So you should just go to his mid lane and clear that wave as soon as it comes. So the waves are cleared very fast in both of those lanes, and that just allows your team to rotate faster, and yeah. And also you get more farm, right? Seems like J-Jack is getting caught out a little bit, gets poked to pretty low HP, almost ends up dying. And now Yena is going super deep. He is able to get the violet that flickered over the wall. Yena ends up dying as well. Elsu ends up dying too. But is he able to get more here? Does not seem like it. I assume they will get this Liliana. She is trying to run away, but she is between two towers. She's probably gonna die. He gets the Liliana. He is rooted by the Omen, however. Is he able to escape here? Probably not. Nope. Unfortunately, not able to escape. However, he's doing pretty well. 2-1-1. 3-6 in the game score, though. Even after they got that first blood, of course, as I said, IGP being from one of the major regions, that was weird. There was something on the minimap or something. Anyway, so being from one of the major regions, of course, they practice probably way more than these guys. They have a much more competitive environment, more players on the server. So this is just as expected from IGP so far. But we'll see if they will be able to maybe initiate the comeback here on Olympus side. As you can see, the Elsu is doing really well poking. Yena ends up getting a solo kill onto the Kriknak. Unfortunately, we didn't see what happened there, but very well played by Sun. He's able to get that, and there's 2 minions hitting the top lane tower. They did not decide to roam top though, to try to get that tower. I guess they assumed Kha'Zix can just clear the wave, which is probably true. Ooh, the Fennec ends up getting caught by the Omen, but I think Murad is gonna be able to clean this up. Beautiful job there, is able to get the ult from the Omen, able to auto attack him for the 4 stacks. It is a 5v3 on the map now. He is trying to poke, but his goal is probably to get this dragon ultimately. He is going back to his jungle. 2 people dead. Interesting that they decide to back out from the dragon. I guess he didn't have punish and he was scared that Kriknak would steal it. But I feel like the Kriknak, yeah, it keeps showing up the minimap. I guess it's something weird with the spectating thing. Anyway, so I guess he was scared the Kriknak would just jump in and steal it, which probably would have happened. But then the Kriknak would die. And you could argue that this would be worth, because then they can just invade the enemy jungle. Enemy blue buff is up. So kill and the buff for dragon might be worth, honestly. Sun playing amazingly, is able to just dive the poor Violet, completely one-shots her. I don't know if you guys played any ranked lately, but whenever you run into a Yena, it is just so, like, she's most of the time banned nowadays because she is just such a strong hero. Just deals way too much damage and is able to do that with ADCs, so definitely not pleasant for that Violet to play against, especially Sun's Yena, right? So he's gonna just clear his blue buff here. Dragon is still on the map. Bot lane is evenly pushed. Fennec seems to be rotating down to push that. Probably gonna push the next wave as well, and then they'll try to get the dragon, probably. They are gonna push this. He gets hit by the Violet poke, by the ult though. So she won't have that available for like 25 seconds, I guess. He is gonna be able to get his stacks here, so this is really big. He is gonna be able to poke, potentially. Nope, decides not to go any deeper. Could have tried to poke into the tower there, but decides not to go. Now they are playing a little bit passive, in my opinion. I feel like they have a very juiced up Murad. They have this Elsu Murad combo. I feel like they could be playing a little bit more aggressive. They end up getting caught Sun seems to be going 1v5, does a ton of damage, but 1v5, not able to do much. He tried to poke the entire team, but no one ended up being in range. He might be able... Nope, he has to retreat after she jumps away from him. I'm gonna be skipping some farming. He's just gonna clear his red buff. Now top lane, again, Fennec getting caught out. Gets protected by the Xenial ult, however was not enough, still ends up dying. But this Murad is probably able... Yes, picks up the Kriknak. Is he able to outplay this situation though? He is dropping really low. He does not have the ult yet available. Nope. Really close. He already pressed it if you saw it, but was not able to get it back in time. Not able to use it in time. Otherwise he probably would have survived. He would have dodged the Liliana S1. Let's see if Sun is able to get a kill here. I assume she won't step out too far. Yep. Did not happen. He is going really deep. Gets poked out. Has to retreat. Now again, IGP definitely favored right now. In terms of late game, if they can keep their Violet alive, she just kills everyone late game. However, the Yeena, against the Yeena, it's really hard to keep your Violet alive. So, yeah, we'll see. It will depend on the Elsu snipes. If Elsu is able to get some lucky snipes onto a Violet late game, she's just gonna not be able to enter the team fight. Especially against threat of a S1 Yeena flicker. So, and the Omen flicker as well. I mean, no, Omen is for Elsu. But yeah, he is able to poke the Kha'Zix a little bit. Kha'Zix is such a fast hero, just runs out of that ult before it, when it barely scratches him. J-Jack getting caught out a lot here. But I mean, it's just a support player's life. You have to try to provide vision. You have to face check. Boogie playing really well on his Elsu, staying safe. He completely one-shots that Liliana, just with the Omni Arms, just with the raw auto attack damage. Now they end up winning that team fight. It seemed like Yeena again did a lot of AoE damage. Elsu able to clean up the fight with his auto attacks. Murad just swoops in at the end, he gets a kill onto the mage, and it seems like they will easily get this Slayer here, because Fennec, Murad, Elsu, just so much Slayer damage, very simple to take it down. And now Dragon is on the table, and it is the juiced up 15-minute Dragon. So will they be able to get it though? I really don't think so. Are you just gonna... They just end up conceding it to the enemies. That is really unfortunate. Are they able to get a fight though here? Beautiful flank by Sun again, actually. Able to go in with the Yeena. Bursts like 3 people to like half HP. And they have to retreat. I think he killed the Violet as well on the back of that. And they are able to separate Orbit from their team. So feels like we're looking at the wrong player here. For sure, Yeena doing a lot so far this game. But as I said, we only always have one pro view available. This time it was the Murad. Not to take anything away from him though, he's definitely playing well. But he's gonna get a very nice poke here. Kriknak is a lower than half HP, however he still has the revival passive from the dragon buff. He's gonna be able to poke that Violet though. She is gonna take a lot of damage, he decides against it. He's just gonna do this blue buff. He thought Omen would flicker ult on him, did not happen though. But good thinking there, using the S2 just in case. Now they are trying to set a trap here for Omen, it seems like, but he does not end up walking this way. They are probably just gonna wait for that Slayer to respawn. 45 seconds left. I'm gonna skip a little bit because I feel like both teams are so even, 15 to 13. I think the gold is super even. The towers are pretty even. No base towers taken yet. So for both teams, the win condition right now is just to get Slayer and then try to siege and try to get some to push. Maybe even wait for Dragon, honestly, and try to dive. But right now, without anything taken, it's just going to be really hard. You have to get a pick. No one's just going to fight up front. Because the Yeena, blue team's win condition is basically Yeena jumping on that Violet. So if Violet stays far back, blue team is not going to engage a fight. And the red team does not want to engage a fight into a Murad, into a Fennec who just roll away, jump away. And Xenial just ults them. So for sure, definitely a good decision here by Olympus to just get that Slayer. And as I said, they might even wait for the Dragon, honestly, because they have a commanding lead now. Like, they have a map pressure lead, because they even have the Dragon out now, which buffs their minions, so they will always have pushing waves. So the enemies will always be busy defending waves. They have a Murad that can poke high ground, so the enemies can't really leave their base too much. But you can't really dive. It would be too arrogant to just dive. You can do this, you can poke, but you can't fully commit. There is no Malok, there is no Zephys, there's nothing that can just jump into the enemies and just force a tower dive. You only have a Murad who jumps in, damages people, but doesn't CC them, you know? Only has the little S2 slow, but no one's gonna get hit by that, right? So, yeah, they just have to slowly push these towers just like they are right now, abusing the Murad poke, abusing the Murad zoning away the enemies from the towers. So they are doing a good job here. They got caught top. Xenial got caught, but it ended up being fine. He didn't die. Beautiful snipe there by Elsu, able to pick up the kill on the back of that. And as I said, they decide to back out. Their dragon died. Their Slayer dragon thing died, so they lost the buffed up minions. So they will just go for this dragon buff, and now he will probably just get both of his buffs. He has 4k gold, he's super juiced, he can do a triple item swap in a team fight. So he has already Blade of Eternity up, he has the revive, he can sell it to Death Sickle. If he's super fast and if the situation allows it, he can sell a Death Sickle into Hercules. So a lot of options here. He very smart there, buys the CC reduction boots. Late game, the attack speed is cool, but late game, you know, it's really good to pick these up. Because even a little stun like the Liliana stun, who won't really bother you early game, if it hits you late game, you're probably gonna die in that split second that you are stunned, in like 1 second that you're stunned. So yeah, Olympus is playing it really safe, but as I said, they truly have to. Both team comps are kind of unlucky, not able to fight too much, but now it seems like IGP just decides to engage after they reach full items on everyone probably. So the gold lead of Olympus doesn't matter anymore. Now it ended up completely backfiring. They lose 2 members. They ended up over-aggressing. The Violet just, if you run into this team, into the Olympus team comp, you're just not gonna have a good time. You're gonna get slowed down by the Murades too. He's gonna go back to his jungle to get the stacks, just like he did, poke you down, and the Elsu Fennec are just gonna finish it. And yeah, especially if you have a dragon buff. So yeah, not much they could do there in the end. Both teams should have stalled a little bit longer, but I guess IGP decided that if they wait even longer, if they wait for the next Slayer, Murad will just poke again and end up just getting the game just like that without even a last fight. So they tried, they didn't end up succeeding, unlucky, but yeah, super close game. I hope you enjoyed this. I will of course continue with these. I know I'm getting a little bit like super late with these because this is still group stage and it's already, the tournament is basically over this day while I'm recording this. But I feel like it doesn't really matter to just always upload the newest ones. So I'll just go with my pace through all the ones that are interesting, like this one, where the underdog was able to defeat the giant. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, leave a like, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, boys. Bye bye.